Hello everyone, welcome to the Up Supercast, the only podcast on the internet. I didn't think of anything this week. I'm Will, and joining me, as always, Brandon.
I wouldn't say as always, because I wasn't here last week, but, I'm glad to be back.
In spirit. Ills.
Lazy scripting, lazy host. We need somebody else.
And Muzamil.
This podcast may be named after a Nintendo game, but please listen to this on Xbox.
Yes. Correct. This is, the reason why I did not have time to think of an intro this week. It's because there was so much news I was trying to keep track of because we had a Nintendo Direct. How about that?
Nintendo Direct, my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
Like assholes, everyone's got one.
So I'm not even gonna ask you how your week was because we're just gonna get straight to it, baby. For Sap's sake.
No, it was good.
Well, I don't want to depress anybody right away.
Nah, I mean it's a Direct week. You know it's a good week.
It is a good week, but fuck us. I mean, right?
So,
Yeah, I agree with that.
the Direct. In September, right? We've been getting these for a while now. Last week, we almost alluded to the fact that this would probably happen. It did. And it opened with the game we talked about last week. How about that? Overwatch for the Nintendo Switch was officially announced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nope.
We've been predicting that.
To be fair, before the leak, I really did not see it coming.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been big if it didn't get leaked.
Yeah, I didn't really expect this. And I didn't expect to see it looking so fucking good.
Yes, it's a obviously whenever there is a PS4 PC game, you want to move it down. Xbox for Brandon's sake, we'll make sure to mention that.
Yes.
Move it down to Switch.
And
You're worried about how it's going to transition. The numbers for you: 900p docked, 720p, which is native resolution handheld. It is 30 FPS, which is the thing that some people will have issues with, right? But is coming very close in October. October 15th, I believe, is the specific date.
Same day as Switcher.
Same day as Switcher 3. And this is wild. I mean, I don't want to go over too much, but just the fact that this game was announced is out next month, basically, 40 days. Crazy.
That's a very fast turnaround from announcement to release. I mean, so there's no... there is a boxed version, but it's like a download code. So not
And get that
Switch
shit
Online.
That's some stupid shit. I hate it.
And it comes with 3 months of Switch Online. But like, so being a digital owner, at least I guess I can see how the turnaround was that quick. But that's crazy. I mean, to announce like a big game like Overwatch coming out, hey, it's out a month from now. That's a crazy announcement, That's very cool. Very cool
Real
opening. Very, very smart to open with this. Also, get it out of the way because I mean, unintentionally, this got leaked and this was probably planned in ages to be the opening. But you know what? It kind of worked in that way too because you know what? The thing we knew about, it happened very quickly. So
Yeah,
cool.
that sort of is true of a lot of the Direct, actually. The one sort of differentiating factor for this would be that it does have gyro. They made a point to show that in the trailer. So if you're one of those, the Nintendo audience, I feel in particular, screams about gyro a lot more than other consoles, so it makes sense
I'm
to make
using
sure it's
motion
there.
controls.
That's because look, Splatoon taught us that is the best way to play first-person
It's not.
shooters. If you are just handicapping yourself not using it.
Here we
Wow.
go.
So yeah, it's great
Here
that
comes
they
the
added
guy
the superior
who loved
control
Kid
option.
Icarus. Fucking control
No,
options.
this is not a Kid Icarus
Coming
thing.
This is not a Kid
out.
Icarus
This is
situation,
not
to be
a Kid
fair to
Icarus
him.
thing. Gyro is actually a thing that is
Telling us about his preferred control scheme.
No, it's not even that. It is objectively better.
Take it with a grain of salt, alright? Everybody, just make sure.
man.
Remember, keep Kid Icarus in your mind.
Whatever.
I just want to say, if you have Overwatch already and you've put a lot of time into it, fuck this, because you don't even, there's no way
there's
to
no like
transfer
cross
your...
save. There's no.
Yeah, there's no cross saves. It's like I made that mistake. I have it on two consoles. I have it on PC and Xbox, and it's like, you have different unlocks for both versions. It's a pain in the ass. It sucks.
I mean, so I guess the nice thing, it doesn't really soften the blow much, but at least it is just cosmetics. right?
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't know.
But like,
It's
yeah, but
stupid.
like, especially when it comes to microtransactions, and a lot of people just dumped.
Yeah, but like sign into your
game.
battle.net. You sign into your
I'm
battle.net.
sympathizing with you. I'm saying like, imagine dumping all this money into like microtransactions and then just being locked to that one console. That kind of sucks, right?
Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that's one of the reasons why people so immediately picked up Fortnite on Switch. Right? I mean, A, it's free, but B, like, just having this thing of, okay, like I bought this skin on my phone or my Xbox or my PC, and it's there on my Switch, and that's a nice thing. And Overwatch would have really benefited from that. You know?
Exactly. You sign into your BattleNet, and it's like, why even bother, right? Because it doesn't make any
sure.
But but to be fair, this is not new for the Switch version, right? Like, this is a thing.
No, it's been like that for all the versions.
Each console has been locked to their own ecosystem for Overwatch.
Yeah,
and they asked them. They did ask Blizzard about this week. They're like, "Come on, like cross-platform play's got to come eventually, right?" And they're like, "We don't think it's the right fit yet." And you're like, "All right, dude."
It's I feel like it's gonna be tough for the Switch to support that game in the long run.
I don't think cross-platform is even cross-play is not as big of a deal to me as cross-save. You know, get cross-save in there.
They should have both.
Yeah, they should have both for sure. But you know,
I mean, you can make the argument because
isn't fucking Dauntless doing that, and they announced that too. Like,
yes, full crossplay, baby.
So it's like, what the fuck, Blizzard? You're a way bigger company.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite has already proven how to do it, right? Because like, I'm sorry if we're going way too long on Overwatch, but Fortnite has already proven it's like, you know, the way they do it is like, if you're playing on Switch or mobile, you're in one pool. If you're playing on PS4 or Xbox, you're in the second pool. And then the third pool is for PC players. And when you're crossplay, you just go into the highest pool of players, right? So like, if I'm playing with a PC person, for example, even though I'm on Switch, it would bump me into that PC lobby. And I feel like Fortnite has already solved this problem, right? So like, I don't know. It would be nice if like, and we're starting to see more and more games, but it would be nice if Overwatch would do that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Still gonna pick it up though. Excited.
Well, fair enough.
Nope. Big pass from me, dog. Big old pass from me.
Well, I haven't played Overwatch yet. So
it's a good game. I've bought it twice. I'm not buying it again.
Do we know how much it's gonna cost?
$40 US.
Oh fuck.
All right.
But you know what game will cost $60 US? Luigi's Mansion 3. What a transition.
Yeah.
So this one, when they introduced it, they said we're going to give you little updates on Luigi and on Pokemon. But this was sort of Luigi's out in Halloween. This is the last direct opportunity. They sort of was like, here's some floors. Look at some of the different environments that are in this game. And also, here's this new party mode where you're on Team Luigi or Team Gooigi. It's a little bit more minigame focused. But then they sort of just moved on. They didn't spend too much time on it, but I think it was much like the rest of Luigi's Mansion showing post E3. Every time you're just like, man, this game looks really good, and I'm always excited to play it when I'm reminded it exists.
Hell yeah, Halloween! And look at that sand tech. It just
the sand tech. They suck it right up with the vacuum.
I can't wait, but yeah, it's not like I didn't care. It was a little bit like I was like, oh, we didn't get very much information. I'm fine with that. But like,
I mean, it was just like, here's some environments, here's a new mode, right?
Yeah, the fact that they were like Luigi's Mansion and Pokemon as like the two big ones, but then like they're just kind of like, wait, Luigi's Mansion, it's a thing. Here's some environments. Here's like a weird multiplayer mode. Now we're moving on.
Yeah.
The multiplayer mode, pretty sure it's just local, so I don't really give a shit about it.
Yeah. And it's 8-player, which is a lot for a local mode, you know? Like,
yeah.
But part of it, too, is, I mean, if you go to, like, their direct page, Luigi's under headlines and Animal Crossing is under the feature with Pokemon. So I think it's weird that they did it the way they did, but it's whatever. The game still looks good.
The game looks good, and, like,
awesome.
I mean, this is all kind of needed, right? Like, we learned a lot at E3 about this game, right?
Yeah. I got a little 5-minute showcase there.
This is just a nice little reminder. Hey, it's out next month, and I mean, again, like this game just graphically looks gorgeous.
Disco floor, looking fun.
Love that disco floor.
Is it confirmed to be local only?
I think it's online.
Like the multiplayer?
Yeah.
In the direct they showed
like
with the I'm not sure. Maybe we should fact check that, but
I'm pretty sure it's local.
I'll fact check and come back to
I'm always looking for the keywords to make me like, I'm like, is this shit gonna be like online? I'm waiting for them to say something, but they never do.
Every beat 'em up.
Many adventure games.
Then after that, we do have an online game. It's a big jump for this series. Kirby, the first ever online Kirby game, and it's a free to start Kirby Super Clash.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion's online, by the way. I just checked that mode.
Oh, that's
that
good.
mode. Yeah,
All right.
It is.
just like Super Kirby Clash.
Yes.
Just like this game, but hopefully it's going to be better than this game because I played it last night and I was falling asleep.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, Kirby, a game about Kirby combat is like, why?
Yeah, it's like a weird like Monster
You
Hunter
know?
Kirby like.
It's just like
thing.
like
Well, it's
Kirby,
worth
like,
mentioning. This
Yeah.
was a 3DS game first.
Yes.
Back
This
in
is-
2017.
This is an upgraded version of a 3DS. Well, it started. I want to say, is this one that started as a mini game for one of the games?
Yes, it was.
Like Robobot.
Yeah.
Then it got an eShop spin-off on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now it's getting a free-to-start version on the Switch.
Well, the 3DS
Okay.
version was also free to start, so this
Okay,
is
yeah.
it's the same format.
So this
Bunch
Um,
of fucking microtransactions that can eat my ass.
Well,
I mean, so like it's cool, it's free, you can play. I mean, obviously microtransactions and stuff, but it's like me and Will played it for a little bit last night. It's like it exists. If you have nothing else to play, or which is ludicrous, or you just tight on money, hey, it's free to play Kirby. Well,
Especially
I
after
mean,
this
if you're tight on money, this
Chris.
game's gonna fucking try to nickel and dime you.
No.
There's better stuff to play. Play Fortnite. It's better than this.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. If Fortnite's free, you're gonna have more
It's
fun.
better.
Somebody
Like,
defend Kirby.
I'm sorry,
Kirby
Kirby.
from
You
this
can do
madman.
better, man.
to offer a compliment to Kirby, I think that it is cool, even if this isn't necessarily the thing that you're there for. I think that it's cool that Kirby has this like versatility as a character to let these weird spin-offs happen. You know,
just do whatever the fuck with Kirby. Yeah, it's whatever, right?
and it's like this. It's like this is delaying the next platformer Kirby. You know,
No,
especially
that,
with the
saying-
3DS
Cal
thing.
Laboratories is
You're saying this is
hiring
not-
for the next.
You're saying this isn't
platformer.
Kirby's other M right now? You didn't destroy the character?
No, we don't
No.
have 10 years to wait for the next Kirby
No.
game.
Wow.
don't
Imagine
put it
that
on the
world.
list, it's going pretty low.
Uh,
It'd be pretty funny, actually.
A world where they fucking just like gave Kirby a shitty
Can
character.
you do that? Like, can you destroy?
How do you
Kirby's-
kill
Yeah,
Kirby?
you just make it like super serious and you like give him a weird face and make him
Yeah.
emo.
Yeah, look at Bomberman fucking Act Zero.
Yeah.
Kirby says fuck and everyone cries.
You make him act like his American box art all the time.
He's angry.
Always pissed.
Then we have, after that, we had an update for Trials of Mana Remake.
Ooh.
Baby.
Which they confirmed a release date, April 24th, 2020. They showed off some more of the combat engine. There's now like combo attacks. You can jump. There's a lot more maneuverability in the game's combat. And there's now there's 6 characters you pick when you start the game. You
That's
pick
the
3 of
same.
those 6. Yeah. But now within those character classes, for each character, there's like a light and dark
That's the
side.
same too. That's the same.
The light and dark side? I
Yeah.
played the original game and I didn't get far enough in, I guess.
Yeah, it's the same, yeah.
Okay. Well, all that stuff there is cool to explain.
Cool though, because they changed their outfits. I don't know if that was in the original.
It
game,
was.
but-
Well, I mean, the changes are just colors.
Yeah.
They look
But
cool.
you're a little bit lighter,
Yeah.
a little bit darker.
Yeah, but
Game has good
so
plot.
the gameplay at least looks to be taking advantage of being like a 3D game now versus like sprite.
It's more actiony for sure.
Yeah.
So that's cool. The game looks rad though. Like this is like Secret of Mana got such a shitty remake, you know. And I'm glad that Trials they're putting work into this. Plus, this is like the first time a lot of people are gonna even play this because unless you buy that collection of Mana, this is gonna be your first experience
Sure.
with it. This is basically a brand new Mana game for a lot of people, and that's cool.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
it's,
I want to
so-
play it.
Yeah, it's like a full-fledged remaster, like from the ground up, remake
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
ground up. So,
Looks
I mean,
cool.
even if you have played the original, it's pretty different.
I'm,
It's like Link's Awakening.
I'm excited to play this. I will definitely be picking this up. April, good time. I don't know if who knows how April will fill out, but you know.
Well, I mean, are you going to be done with Final Fantasy VII by then?
That's a good question. Oh my god. Yeah, there's March is still that hell month.
And Animal Crossing?
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing, God.
You're never done with Animal Crossing.
You're never done. There's
That's why I never play
not
it.
going to be games to play. It's a secret. But I think I can make time for Trials of Mana. We'll see.
Then after Trials of Mana, they had the Secret of the Obra Dinn, or Return of the Obra Dinn, I think is actually the thing.
Yeah, Return of the Obra Dinn.
This
Yeah.
is it's the first console version of this game. Came out on
Right.
PC last year.
Yeah.
Got rave
I had
reviews.
somebody. Funny story about this game. I had somebody from my work. It was over a year ago. We were going out for drinks, and I barely ever talked to this guy, and he's like, "So Brandon, you're into video games, right?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Yeah." This is literally the first conversation I've ever had with this dude, and he's just like looks at me like dead fucking serious, and he's like, "Play Return of Obra Dinn." Like that was the only conversation I ever had with that guy. He ended up like leaving like a month later. I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Wow.
but it sticks with me in the back of my head. I'm like, that game must be pretty damn good.
For it to be
That's the
that,
only
yeah.
conversation you've ever had with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like.
This is a game that not even when it came out, but like when award season started happening last year, then it started popping up like all sorts of little awards, like and I was like, oh man, maybe this game is pretty rad because like I heard its name a lot in award season last year. So.
If you don't know what it is, one, the art style is very hard to describe, but it's black and white, but you get on this boat, you have this ability to see into the past, something's happened on this boat, and you're trying to piece it together in like a mystery fashion, right?
It's kind of like grainy.
Yeah.
Very.
My first thought was like 3D Game Boy graphics.
Because it's not even black and white. There's a lot of sort of like grays that do sort of fit the old Game Boy screen.
Yeah.
But this is also by the guys who made Papers, Please. If you ever heard of that game, that maybe
that's the game where like you're at like
the border crossing and you're
the border crossing. Yeah, you just have to check. Yeah, that's a weird game. I heard it's good though.
Yeah, I like Papers, Please a lot. I've not played Obra Dinn, so I'm probably gonna get this when it comes out in fall. So that's another fall game for us.
Weird that they didn't give it a date when it's in September, but whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. Then after that, we got another update for a game we hadn't had in a while. Little Town Hero from Game Freak. This is a game that is by the Project Gear team is what it's called, and it's essentially just a small group at Game Freak that makes different games, and they sort of...
Is that the Giga Wrecker Alt people?
Yes.
Giga
It's also the Pocket Card Jockey people,
Harmonite.
the Timbo people.
Harmonite.
All that shit.
Yeah, basically anything that's not been Pokemon since 2011 has been this team, but it's different people. The whole idea is that you train up people to make their own game that's smaller scale. They can come back to Pokemon and learn how to like manage teams better because they worked on this. But this is... we had like basically 12 months of no updates for this game. There's some visual upgrades. It's coming in October, and sort of they gave a little bit of the impressions of the battle system. Once again, as the name implies, you're only in this town, so it's a lot of like you build up the town, and you like depending on where you are changes how battles go.
Mhm.
So
Fight with ideas.
you fight with ideas.
The
which
battle of ideas.
huge win.
Is it like I don't know, I think I'm just stupid, but is it like it almost gave me like a tower defense vibe for a little bit, like because you were like going around town mid battle, and I was like, what is happening?
Well,
It's very hard to discern what's going on.
yeah,
Exactly.
we're gonna need to onboard us to how it actually works.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, but the whole game takes place in this town, right? So
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
But yeah. Well, sort of the example I think that they showed though for like moving around the town is like you move to this spot where the villager is, and that villager is able to assist you.
and that
in
villager
battle.
assists you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
stuff like
there's
that.
like, so is there like a different? I don't know. Whatever.
Either
I
way, we'll
preloaded
find
it
out.
without knowing shit about this game. Uh,
Honestly, the thing that got me most hype about it was that Toby Fox is doing the
And that-
soundtrack.
Not the last time we're gonna say
Ah!
his name, but that's
Toby
wild.
Fox. What
Yeah.
a crazy thing. Composing for a Game Freak game. Can it get any better?
If you don't know who Toby Fox is, by the way, the creator, designer, writer, and composer of Undertale.
Yes.
So clearly can write a good tune or two, and we're not
Yeah.
going to
Or
be the last
100.
we're going to see of him. Because right after that, we're just going to lump in all the Smash stuff right here, because there was a lot of it. So of course, I guess we should just mention the thing that's already happened. Banjo shadow dropped that day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They lied to us. They lied to us in the best way. They said fall. It's not even fall
It's
yet.
technically still summer.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's not fall.
But like, I mean, this is also not like very soon after Hero, to be honest, because like Hero was the end of July, and then like, and now like
They're
right
ahead of
between
schedule a
September.
little bit,
They're-
right?
looks like, they're ahead of schedule.
There's a reason why they probably are ahead of schedule too.
Yeah. So that happens. Obviously, we normally, with previous things, we talked about them more in depth, but there's so much we're not going to do that this week. But Banjo, I played some of him last night. Tons of fun. Very happy. He did a 25-minute presentation after the direct that was kind of insane. He felt like he was losing his mind as he was playing, but it was wonderful. But then they also had a little bit. I guess we'll mention it here. A me costume showcase at the end. And you're like, oh, cool, Team Rocket. All right, Goemon. Hey, there's a Game Club game if you want to hear us talk about Goemon. That's cool. And then right at the end, Sans from Undertale is in Smash Brothers as a me costume.
Beautiful rendition of that song.
Thank you.
That was passable.
But with and the song is worth mentioning because it's the only me costume to come with a song, which is a new remix of Megalovania, which is his theme from the game. This is I laughed a whole lot when this happened because it felt like a meme for so long. But hey, Toby Fox and Sakurai hanged out. Toby Fox is apparently good at Smash Brothers. He beat Sakurai most of the time, which is pretty
crazy,
pretty funny. And then also there was a 5.0 update where Home Run Contest was added. So finally, it can truly be called Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Finally. Also, Sakurai's introduction to it is, this is possibly the last mode. You know, like he made it a point to say possibly.
Pretty much.
Like,
yeah, pretty much the last
Pretty
mode.
much, that's what it was.
I mean,
pretty much the last mode. Like, he just cannot say it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Sakurai just won't put his foot down. He's like, you gotta leave the door open.
He's slowly beginning to realize that he's being chained to his desk forever. He's never leaving this game.
No, he sees me.
I don't think he wants to. I think there's this personal choice of his where he just doesn't want to.
I mean, he sort of talked about that at the end a little bit, and I think it was interesting because he sort of said, "Hey, he's already conditioning us," which I think is smart to say. Hey, Ultimate is a one time deal. You know, like everyone being here, we can't sustain this forever, and so because this is a once in a lifetime thing, I want to get it as big as I can. You know,
yeah.
And so
but
part
he said
of that,
maybe. He said maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so this must have been like, I have a theory about this whole thing because like this was recorded 2 days after the hero presentation, but like Sakurai looks so much more like the life been sucked out of him kind of deal, you know? He looks very tired.
He looks like a man that's not slept, you know? Like he just sort of like, he kept calling all of the Banjo characters poor souls and miserable souls.
Yeah, what was that? So, what the fuck was that?
So like my theory about this whole presentation is that like he found out that they greenlit extra DLC characters between this 2 days.
And they did that. They announced that in the direct that we're getting additional characters past the first Fighters Pass.
Which bless. I was screaming.
Hell yes.
Screaming, enjoy.
I mean, Sakurai said we're like, Smash Ultimate will be pretty much, not even pretty much, it will be impossible to top, right?
Impossible.
The next Smash Brothers game, who knows what's going to happen, but you cannot do what you did with Smash Ultimate, right?
Just be grateful.
You just can't.
Be grateful you're living in this moment.
So, and like in Sakurai's own words, paraphrasing here, of course, like, we've set a record for like a number of franchises crossing over. Why not continue to break that record?
Run up the scoreboard, baby.
Right? Run up the scoreboard. And you know, I mean, Sakurai is a man who loves video games, obviously, right? Loves these franchises to that. It's a reason why he's able to so faithfully put in so many different IPs into this game and make it all work, right? Mm-hmm. Why not use this opportunity just like, let's just go wild with this, right? Why stop at 5? Let's keep going.
But we're not past those 5, and we're not past adding franchises.
Yeah.
You know? Because we did get a character trailer for Terry Bogard. This got leaked a lot beforehand. I thought it was very funny, like the very intro where it has all of the consoles, and then it goes to the Super Nintendo, and it's like, no, the TurboGrafx was also a thing, you guys. Like, and then sort of. So yeah, I mean, but it's cool because it was the trailer was almost a celebration of SNK to sort of sell people on it. Because I do think that Terry, it's funny, like some of these characters have become very regional for the Fighters Pass. Like Banjo, it was way bigger in America than almost anywhere else, right? Hero, we mentioned before, obviously huge in Japan. King of Fighters is gigantic in a lot of Latin American countries. It is still a major franchise and was like the fighting game for them. And so that is neat. That there was, I saw some people online being like, who is this guy? What is SNK? But there was, this was a dream character that a lot of the people have been waiting for a long time. That's the secret about almost any character in Smash, is that anyone is someone's dream character, which is why I think when people start getting comparative, I think it's always very lame. But we got a little bit of a preview of him. He looks cool. I was very interested in what he had.
His model looks wonderful. This is also cool. I mean, Terry Bogard is dope, right? And Fatal Fury is a very King of Fighters long storied franchise. This is cool.
I mean, I'm not super enthused, but he's okay. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. Of course, I'm also not really into that game, but like so for me personally, it's not like oh my god, but it's still cool. I like Terry's
anybody
cool
really
dude.
wanted him,
Yeah, and I hope we get female Terry, because not for the boobies, but also for the boobies, but also because I want to see Kirby wearing a Fatal Cutie hat. I really want to see it. Would be
that would be so great. Kirby
is a
wearing
fatal
cutie. Oh man, that's good.
There might not be a better descriptor for Kirby, to be honest.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, so that's all the Smash stuff. There was a lot to it. We have a thing literally as we're recording, hot off the presses. You're gonna next
not in
week.
the direct. This was just announced on Twitter.
Hey, why are we saying this now?
We're saying it now because it's happening as we're recording right now.
We
interrupting the direct. It's like breaking news.
Breaking news.
Hot impressions.
We got a weird circle you stick your Joy-Con in and do things with.
Also, you have to strap the other Joy-Con to your fucking thigh.
So it's like Wii Fit maybe, but not a balance board because it's a circle. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It is clearly in, I think, the realm of exercise stuff.
Yeah, this
It's
is an
definitely
exercise thing.
But also they keep showing like Madrid, Paris, like in the trailers. It's I'm very perplexed.
What is up with that?
So the full reveal will happen next week, so we can talk about it a little bit more next week when we know what exactly this is. But
I figured it out. It's Mario Kart 9.
Oh my god!
It does look like a wheel.
First, I thought it was a wheel, but it's way too big to be a wheel. It's so weird. It's
these people look like fucking assholes.
This is. I mean, this is very akin to the Labo announcement, right? This is almost definitely the Labo team. I guarantee you.
I like the one dude laying on the fucking floor, like flailing around. Like, what the hell is happening?
It is funny though, because I thought like
he's working his abs.
I thought with the Switch Lite, something like this would be done.
No.
They're going all in on Joy-Con. Who cares about the
Switch
Switch
Fit, baby. It's coming back.
Switch Fit.
That is that. Let's get back on to our regularly scheduled programming.
Jesus.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Yay.
Looks good. Not much more to say about it. Like,
here,
it's a fucking great remake. I'm excited to play it.
Also, another
dungeon.
Sorry,
the dungeon creator still looks, kind of sketchy to me. But
dumb.
The rest is still,
Yeah.
And now you can save your layout to an amiibo and play it at your friend's house.
Maybe
How
I'll
many
use that
people
one
are gonna
amiibo
do
I have.
that? That seems like such a 1999 fucking feature.
Or 2014 Wii U feature. That's like the most basic thing of like save your thing to your amiibo. You're like, no one, why?
Bring it to your friend's house. No, it reminds me of like back in the day, like maybe early 2000s, like Animal Crossing. Save your town to your fucking
memory card.
Memory card and give it to your friend and visit their town, or like some Dreamcast VMU shit. I don't know. It seems like who cares about that nowadays? Like it should be just something like, hey, you want to share it with your friend? Fucking upload it online and they can download it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seemed like the amiibo thing, they're just looking for a reason to use it instead of, like, just to justify the amiibo at this point.
Yeah.
Although I do love amiibos.
No.
They don't have to have functionality. I just want them.
Tell me you hate amiibos. Come on.
Dive in. No, I love them. I wouldn't be surrounded by them if I hated them.
You regret every day.
Also, another game that didn't get a ton of new stuff, but it was just a friendly reminder. Dragon Quest XI. S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. Gotta get that full title in there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there it is.
Dedicated.
You gotta also they showed off, hey, reminder, there's a demo if you want to try out the demo, and there's like a pack if you get it day one. Not pre-order, just like get it off the eShop. Then
a pack what pack?
It's costumes for like happy party members,
right.
A few other things.
Yeah.
And then right after that, we're getting weird now. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE is not dead, is in fact coming back with a new song and some
Saf's happy.
Saf's happy. The game that sold nothing on the Wii U, but is
This
still
is like,
coming.
besides
Thank
Devil's
God.
Third, this is the worst selling game that got a retail release on the Wii U.
Well,
It is-
Saf is gonna be happy because I'm sure this game's gonna fucking do numbers on the Switch.
It
He'll
is-
buy 10 copies.
I don't know. It's such a weird. I don't even know how much you could blame the Wii U for this one. I mean, sure, it was a really late Wii U release, but this is such a weird fucking game.
Well,
Like,
you know what? It's the censorship. Let's be real.
oh, okay.
That is
God.
No, it's
what
not.
did it, and not the fact that it's about J-pop. Like,
In fact, in Japan, it sold the worst. Even worse than anywhere else.
I just
it
had
sold
to trigger
awfully.
you guys.
yeah,
but like,
here's the house debate.
It's cool that this game is getting a second life.
Yes.
It's
It's gonna do good on the Switch, I'm telling you. Listen, weebs are out in full fucking force with the Fire
I mean,
Emblem
that's
shit.
true. Weebs are out in full force these days.
Yeah, especially on the Switch. They're out in full ass force on the
Like
Switch.
Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, like
I've seen like 6 people on my Instagram be like, I just bought a Switch for Fire Emblem.
Also,
Oh my
this
God.
has been getting
Fucking
like
unfriend those people.
this
It's
is
a fucking
definitely
system seller.
This is definitely a cult classic, right? So like
Yeah.
it kind of has that going for it too now, right? Where it's like, oh my god, like I heard this game is fucking incredible.
There was a group of people that their direct was made solely off this announcement.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And there's a
getting
new song.
content is crazy. That's like, I mean, like the new song is, we can laugh at that, but like also, I mean, like new dungeon, like new like areas, you know, like they're making this game, they're adding content to this game. That's crazy. I thought we'd just get a straight port, you know,
Mhm.
and that they're going the extra mile on this is pretty cool to see. And it's coming out
always gonna
January,
be-
so you know.
I'm always going to be a little bit sad about the potential that was wasted and this potential crossover between these two franchises, that it didn't come out as something I
Yeah.
actually wanted to play, but
Yeah,
you know, whatever. If people
Do
want
you
to play
think-
it, you know.
Do you think this appeals to people who just like got into Fire Emblem for the first time? Because I think no, but
No, because it's really not a Fire
because it has
Emblem
nothing to do
game.
with Fire Emblem. But
Is it-
I,
Because Persona's also grown since then. But
Mhm.
I think that the biggest differentiating factor is that everyone went to high school. Very few people went to become a J-pop idol. You know, because in Persona there's the RPG element, but then there's the thing of like you hang out with your friends and you're like, okay, I can relate to that. This game is like, hey, what does it mean to make it in the entertainment industry? And you're like, good question. I don't have an answer. I never thought about that.
We went deep on this one.
I know. Well, that's Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But right after that, already a weird thing. In fact, maybe this is blowing my mind still. Deadly Premonition 2 is a blessing in disguise. It is not. No, that's the subtitle. I'm not describing it. This is a. So Deadly Premonition is a game that puts Swery on the map. You may have heard of Swery65. He, despite also having numbers in his name, it started with letter S, he gets compared to Suda51 a lot. But this game came out on the 360 back in I think 2009 or 10. Had a super hard cult classic following. It's a janky video game. It does not play great, but there is a charm, and there is just this, I don't know, there's clearly a thing that resonates with people, but it didn't sell well. It's not a game that, like, I can't imagine any publisher looks at it and says, I want to have another swing at this, but apparently Nintendo did something, because it's exclusive to the Switch. And
It's not. I think it's timed exclusive, from what I read.
Because on the trailer it just says coming to Nintendo Switch only, but then there was weird
I
things
imagine
later.
it's a No
so
More
it's
Hero
like-
situation because like Travis Strikes Again is now coming to PS4. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, No More Zero 3 also going to be time exclusive on the Switch. So I think it's going to be like that, where it's like clearly Nintendo is helping in some way behind closed doors kind of deal to make this happen.
Mhm.
But I'm sure later down the line it'll come to PS4 or whatever.
Yeah.
PC. Octopath also kind of same thing happened, right? Octopath Traveler was Switch exclusive, came to PC later. So maybe it's one of those.
I would hope that Deadly Premonition 2 goes to Xbox if it's not going to be out time, if it's not going to be Switch only, because I mean, wasn't the first one an Xbox 360 exclusive game?
It started
Not
as
It
anymore.
was, and then it got
then
ported
it
to
came
PS3.
then it
and
came to
then
PS3 PC as the definitive edition or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
And now this Switch version.
This is definitely a game that I've always been like, I feel like it's right down my alley in terms of like weird campy shit.
Yes.
and I just never got around to playing it.
No,
This game is wild.
a lot of the people that were in the original game that were sort of primary creative forces are back. Like Swery's back. There was another writer who worked on the game. He's back. It's like I said, it's a thing that I can't believe exists. But I'm very happy that it does.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, crazy announcement. This is like no one thought this would ever happen, kind of deal, and it just casually announced in a direct.
Yeah, especially since there was like some leak right beforehand that was like, oh, like Deadly Premonition's probably going to get a Switch port, and that was like, oh, kind of weird. But then for like the sequel to be announced, it was like, holy shit! Like, what the fuck?
I think literally everyone they saw the game first. Whoever recognized Deadly Premonition saw the game footage and was like, oh, okay, Deadly Premonition's coming to Switch. Okay, cool, why not, right? And then like the title pops up at the bottom and they put Deadly Premonition 2, and it takes you a second and it clicks you like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a 2?
They're making a new one.
And yeah, wild world we live in.
I don't understand any of this. So
then right after that we had Divinity Original Sin 2, another shadow drop. Definitive edition. This is an interesting one because Divinity Original Sin, one of the best reviewed games of this generation. I put like 10 hours into the PS4 version. It's a very complex RPG, but it's one of those ones that's like, hey man, it gives back as much as you put in, right? Like if you willing, like both on the story end, on the character roleplay end, on the combat side of things, like it asks a lot of you, but you get a lot out of it. But the thing that I think is the most interesting part of this is that it has cross saves with Steam. So there really is, I mean, people always sort of say, is the Switch version, the visual downgrade, is that worth the trade-off? And it depends who you're asking. Now, if you're a person that's like already into Divinity, this is a perfect fit for you, right? You can play the PC version when you're at home, and then, or if you want to lay on your bed, start right back up on your Switch.
Now you're talking.
Or when you're on vacation and you're like, hey, this sounds all right by me.
Isn't this like a 50-hour game or something like that?
It's like
super long, right?
It's very long, yeah. But still cool. Another really just neat. I didn't see this coming to Switch, but it did, and that was neat. Then right after, one that does make sense, we got Doom 64. Pete Hines want to let you know that the Switch is doomed. And this is, we had Doom 1 and 2 in the last direct. Now we have this.
It's a cult classic.
It's weird to call Doom a cult classic.
Doom 64, though, I mean,
Doom,
in particular.
Yeah. There's a group of people 64. That really love Doom 64.
Yeah, and here I was all these years thinking that Doom 64 was just a port of Doom on the Nintendo 64.
No,
it is. So did I.
It's a different game. It is a different game, and it's weird. It looks
I
cool,
might play
though.
it because I played all the other Dooms, I guess.
The visual style looks neat. It's like, I'm kind of interested in it. Yeah.
And performance-wise, it looks like it'll obviously be an improvement upon the N64 version. Because I know that some people had problems with that. Then, Hi-Res had a new game called Rogue Company. They're the people that do Paladins and do Smite. So they've actually done a lot of Switch support, and this is happening as well. The trailer was definitely not the Switch version. If it was, then they are miracle workers. But I don't know if there's a lot to comment on besides like that's cool that like they're maintaining these things. Those games always do well. Like Paladins on Switch actually did really well. So
those are all MOBAs, right?
Yeah. Well, Paladins is an Overwatch like. It's sort of a free to play version of that. Smite is sort of a free to play MOBA. Which I guess so is Dota, but whatever in League. But either way, this is neat. But I don't know if there's much else to say on it. There is something to say about the next thing. It's 1 year since we've had Nintendo Switch Online, and boy howdy, we're gonna make you re-up for the year because we're adding SNES games, my friends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
20 at launch. A pretty, they had a lot of the heavy hitters there.
Yeah.
You got your Mario, you got your Zelda, you got your Metroid. And then there's also weird stuff like Sunrace FX. Also, Demon's Crest, a Game Club game. We did that.
Game Club. I'm telling you, Nintendo, they listen to the Game Club.
Mm-hmm.
It's been confirmed now.
Yeah.
This is great. Took a year, but whatever. We're here now. I mean, a lot of people's gonna be happy about this, and so am I. But also, come on, let's get a move on. I want even more. Game Boy, N64, get all that shit on there.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Okay. To slow your roll, they at least they look at it this way. They put out like all the ones that are like obvious, like fucking like releases at once. Yeah,
and it's cool that all the big hitters are there pretty much immediately, right? You got Super Metroid, you got Link to the Past. And you got Mario World, the Holy Trinity. Also cool stuff like, Yoshi's Island, one of the best games.
Yeah, it's not like 6 months down the line, they're going to be like, here's Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, no,
we got it.
The only one we're missing is Kirby Superstar. That's the only one I'm waiting for.
And this is these are fucking quality games. And no price increase for it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Including with your $20 subscription. That's
and
great.
You get a cool little Super Nintendo controller thing that they're selling, kind of like they did with the NES.
Yeah.
But this one's even better because it's not like a Joy-Con that you charge it on the side of your Switch.
Oh, charge USB-C.
Charge it USB, and
which means it works on PC.
On your PC. Nice little Super Nintendo controller. Which people would probably be pretty excited about because, the Super Nintendo Classic had those stupid,
the Wii dongle.
The Wii Classic controller dongle. Or the Wii dongle, to plug it. Yeah.
Gross.
But it's not that bad, jeez.
Well,
but it just limits your ability to use it to, that system or fucking playing classic games on the Wii.
You use the controller for the system it came with.
No, but it's cool to be able to use it in other.
It's fine. I understand. I'm just fucking with you. I don't
also, wireless Super Nintendo controller. That's dope.
Yeah.
The other things worth mentioning, there is the rewind function already there, so that's nice. And the other thing,
fucking cheaters.
It's true. Well, they showed Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I think.
Exactly.
Which is
I was so mad.
Show.
That's the game you need it for.
No, man, fuck that. Everybody has to play as I play.
People don't have time to get a game.
No, you gotta fucking suffer. Fuck that.
No, fuck that. Okay?
You understand how much time I put in that fucking game.
You might need the time because they did have one qualifier, which is that they will not be monthly releases for the Super Nintendo games, and they also, I think, maybe apply that to the NES games. They'll just be intermittent. They said there will be updates, but they won't have to hit it every month. It'll be whenever the games are ready, basically.
I don't know how much I like that.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but also, with Super Nintendo, there's a depth of library there that I get. But
if
NES,
you want to be optimistic, you could be like, well, maybe they'll do more than one release a month. They'll do two. But that's being optimistic. But you want to be pessimistic. You want to look at it and be like, they're probably going to give us 3 games every 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm just happy at least day one the library is good, and
it softens that blow.
Yeah, it's a good library. It's a good library.
Making your SNES Mini obsolete.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Really. You got Earthbound on that thing still, at least.
True. And then after that, there was an update for Tetris 99, the 2.0 update. There is now the Tetris, I think, Maximus Cup, or Invictus, I think was what it was.
Yeah.
Which basically is a thing you can only get to if you've already won the round of 100, basically. And as well as now there is dailies that you can do with different tasks, and you get Tetris tickets, and you use those to get new themes.
Right, yeah.
Which is cool. That's precisely, I think, the kind of stuff where Tetris 99, really cool, having a reason to boot it up, even if it's just unlocking a Mario theme or a Zelda theme.
The
really
themes
nice.
Are the reason why I keep going back to that game, and now I'm like, God damn it! I want to get all the themes, so now I'm like, I guess I got to do more.
Yeah. You just love collecting things, huh?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, I sympathize with Brandon here because I also want all these. I want all these tickets. I want all these themes because I got all the themes so far, and I want to collect them all.
You guys are just so easily manipulated.
A man who understands. You know what? we are the consumers. We're the audience. We're the target.
We're the target audience. Yeah.
You're the marks.
Yeah.
You're the addicted.
We keep the Nintendo afloat. Yeah. We're the people.
But are you? That game's free. You're not giving them any money.
We paid for online, and we pay. I bought the DLC for $9.99.
Oh, that's dumb.
We're not just
You
talking
bought the
about. We're
DLC?
not just talking about Tetris. We're talking about amiibos and
I just
we have to own all the
everything
first party
that
Nintendo games.
puts out. I will consume. It is just
Speaking of things
Same.
Nintendo is putting out that you may consume, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020.
Oh,
Man,
Yeah,
I
I
want this
know
game.
that.
It looks cool. The retro stuff, the retro events with the 8-bit and 16-bit sprites look so cool. Also, there's a
Absolutely.
story mode that takes you to the 1964 Olympics. That's funny.
Very
Holy
strange. Very strange.
First
Born in the
time
Cold
I'm
War,
buying one of
baby.
these games.
Yeah,
First
same.
time.
This will be the first time I buy a Mario and Sonic game. I'm
Yeah.
down.
But
Yeah.
they sold me. This game looks fucking good.
It's got
And
the online
online.
play too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh
cool.
baby, yeah, let's do it.
Good
Olympic
stuff.
Games. When the fuck does this game come out?
November
December.
6th or something.
Yeah,
It's like-
okay, so it's right before
Right
Pokemon.
before
So I was
Pokemon.
like, cool, I'm gonna play this game for a week, and then so I better get a good week out of it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Get a good week out of it. Yeah.
That's fine. A game you may or may not get a good week out of, but you can try it because the final demo, Last Shot, Daemon X Machina prologue demo, it's coming out in like 2 weeks.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a good week out of that.
Your save
Your-
progress transfers over to the main game.
Yeah. That's
So-
pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I mean, this is a game that like they've. I think this is cool because that initial demo, it was a genuine feedback demo. They took the feedback. They said E3 we fixed it, and now they are saying you can put it in your hands, so you know, right?
Yeah.
Which is honest. I respect that type of honesty in presenting your game.
I mean, if it's anything like the other demo, though, the game will still be garbage. and
Oh,
probably
God.
not that. Number 304 on the list.
The
Okay.
anticipation.
Thanks, buddy.
The desire index. No, what was it called? What's it called?
The hype,
The hype
list.
list. There it is.
Desire Index?
Don't worry. I just gave away the game. I just gave
No,
away
we're
the game.
changing the name. We're changing the name. It's the Desire.
No,
Index
don't worry about it. We did not steal it from another podcast. Star
now. Oh,
Wars.
you stole it from another podcast?
Star Wars Jedi Knight 2
nice.
Jedi Outcast is coming to the Nintendo
Should've
Switch.
known.
This is such a weird announcement. I mean, a lot of people like these Jedi Knight games, right? And also, they announced in a press release that Jedi Knight Academy is also coming,
Yes.
and that one's gonna have online multiplayer.
Yes.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one of those ones that like there was a group of people that popped huge. You know, for them this was a childhood game. They're super excited, happy for them.
Very cool.
Hey, maybe one day we'll get KOTOR. KOTOR too.
Maybe.
Also,
That'd be something to
EA
care about.
deathly afraid of the idea. Of
like
bringing
Rogue
games.
Squadron at some point, right? People like those games, right?
Those are like synonymous with Nintendo.
Yeah,
Like,
get
why
them
not?
on there. Why not?
Speaking of games synonymous with Nintendo, we had a montage. We got one announcement basically in this montage. Devil May Cry 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
no! Also
Oh,
Assassin's Creed 4 plus Rogue. is coming.
You're all
Right.
You
Yeah.
are.
But I cannot believe Capcom has the odd because like when you buy the Devil May Cry HD collection, you just are forced to buy 2. You know,
Yeah.
Capcom has the balls to like be like, here's Devil May Cry 2. You want it? You're gonna buy it. And I'm telling you, Switch owners are stupid enough to buy it. They're gonna buy this. It's gonna sell well.
We're looking right. Look in the mirror.
We're looking
Yeah,
right
I
at
mean,
you.
Yeah. Well, no, when I
We're
say
dumb
this, I'm
enough.
talking about like people like us. Don't get me wrong, but like yeah.
Well,
Uh,
I was dumb enough to buy it the first time in PS2, so.
Speak for your fucking self.
I mean, I'm not buying DMC2, just to be clear. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it is so funny that is. I am maybe gonna buy AC Black Flag. I don't know. We'll see how that port is. But
Yeah, I still have the Wii U version that I have to play. Maybe-
wait,
maybe
Black
I'll buy
Flag
it
came
for
to Wii
Switch.
U?
Yeah.
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 What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
good.
We've got through the ones that were on Nintendo consoles, which was
And
3
now
and
we
Black
have
Flag.
Rogue for the first time on a Nintendo system.
But now they closed with this one. Here's our final announcement. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which I feel maybe undersells it.
Yeah, because it looks like as far as I can tell, this is in the Xenoblade 2 engine, right? Specifically the Torna engine. It looks remade from the ground up. Those
Mhm.
brand new character models. The environments will definitely have new textures. This is a remake, man.
Does the Monado look different? I thought it looked different in one shot.
It might have, yeah. And then because I mean, like I said, I think this is like they definitely remade all the models. This is not just like a Wii version upscaled, you know. And we saw a brand
final
new
shot.
area.
Yeah, is a new area that was in the code of the game for the Wii version, but was cut.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And
So
so
this game's getting even bigger. Brandon, are you gonna play this version?
I can't because I have to fucking. It comes out next year.
Yeah, who cares?
No, I think we can free you from this restriction for that.
Oh no!
Let him play the best version of the game. Come on.
I think Saf's the one that picked it. Saf will decide.
Yeah,
I'm the one that
Okay.
picked it. I'm the one.
Were
that
you?
picked
Oh,
it.
that's a problem.
No, what did Saf pick for me?
Okami?
We'll figure
Well,
out.
either way.
But don't
Either
be a piece
Yeah,
of
we'll
shit.
figure it
Ills.
out.
Let Brandon play this version.
Whoa, hold up. All right. How about this? I swap it for a different game.
Okay,
Is that all right?
that's fair.
Okay, so I play another game, but then I still have
Yeah,
to play the other
I'll
one
swap
next
it for
year.
you.
That'll be
I'll pick a
next
different
year's game for Brandon.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair. That's a
Okay.
fair compromise.
Okay.
There it is. We did it. Live on air.
But I'm
we
so
found the
excited to play
promise.
this game again, man. This
Yep.
looks good. Now they have good faces.
It is funny to go back to their faces and see that they're just like it's a thing they painted on a flat image, you know. On a,
Their faces
but,
look so bad. This is
yeah.
I as soon as the
Big
title
step
screen
up.
music hit, I was like,
Yeah, when I saw Shulk, I guess I didn't recognize like that opening cutscene
Mhm.
because I mean I've started the game twice, I still didn't recognize it. But like I was like, is this going to be like a Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2?
yeah.
You know? But no, it was
Well,
just
this is a
remake.
remake.
But still cool. Still
Very
very cool.
cool. I'm excited.
remember-
2020 next year.
Give me fucking Xenoblade Chronicles X, you bitch.
You know? Wait, so
I'm surprised. I almost thought they were going to be together. You know,
If
I
Tokyo
really did.
Mirage Sessions is coming to Switch, I'm confident in
Yeah,
Xenoblade
and then-
Chronicles.
I really
you know,
hope so.
give it
I need to play that
give
game.
it an extra chapter, just like Tokyo Mirage Sessions is getting to resolve the cliffhanger. Boom.
Give it an extra song.
Give it an extra
song.
Yeah, more than that fucking distant planet.
Black
Yeah.
Star,
Yes,
Black
please.
Star is now 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they
oh.
added 4 new verses. But until then, this game is still very cool. And overall, a very cool, very weird, but I really enjoyed it, this direct.
Yes. It's this
Yeah.
was a direct with like a lot of niche games, like, you know, but hits a very specific audience. It's just very cool that they're happening, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about
Oh,
Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Pokemon.
oh my
looks
god!
great.
Oh my god! I'm
Animal
sorry.
Crossing.
I told you we weren't gonna finish this
Yeah.
in 30 minutes.
No, it's
We're
fine.
gonna do it.
So Pokemon look cool, right? They announced the
they can
Poltegeist.
go over it.
Poltegeist, I love him.
They announced the Curry decks. You can
Curry
cook-
deck?
Oh my
Very
god,
weird.
super
Bring
weird.
back Curry decks.
Why only curry?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a big thing in the UK.
because it's a
They
big
love
thing in the
curry.
UK.
But is it
Yeah.
everything?
You can camp
It's
with your Pokemon in Pokemon Camp. You get to like interact with them, and you
Love
get
that.
to see their cute animations. They look adorable, right?
Mhm.
Customization is way better.
These are the new animations, by the way, that they were.
Yeah,
talking
these are the new
about.
items
Yeah.
they were talking about. The customization is way more fleshed out than it was in the previous games. Like, you can customize your hairstyle, your like individual layers of clothing, like the makeup.
I want to
all
be
this
bald.
shit. So there's like you can maybe not bald. I don't think so, but there's a lot more options this time.
The clothes are good.
Discrimination. I'm
Once
upset.
again, I'm always going to say it. Look up the Japanese trailer for the Pokemon. Anytime we get new Pokemon stuff, it's always better.
Yeah, it's
They show
always
off more
There's
stuff.
always new stuff. There's different stuff.
There's
yeah.
different stuff. They also confirmed in the Japanese thing that now you can do like Wonder Trade essentially, but you do it while you walk around now. So you will be searching for someone else to trade with while you're exploring. Very cool.
So you don't
That's
have to like wait on the Wonder Trade screen anymore. Like, yeah, that was just
Super
cool.
cool. It's not Wonder Trade anymore.
Wonder-
It's Surprise Trade.
I'm sorry.
And then 2 new Pokemon, right? What are the Pokemon's names?
Poltegeist, and I know in Japanese his name is just which is very funny.
So he's like he's a little teacup,
but
a
I
ghost inside of a teacup. Which is
Poltegeist,
funny.
yeah. It's a good name too.
Good name.
Poltegeist. And then what's his name? Cramorant.
Yeah.
He's just this dumb
Yeah.
fucking
Cramorant, yeah.
Big ass bird
this
who
dumb
fucking every time he uses, I think, dive or surf, he
Both.
gets washed up with
Yeah.
a fucking fish in his
He,
mouth.
Surf.
yeah, he catches a fish while in that surf, and then if you attack him, he'll spit out that fish.
He
at you.
spits it right out at you. He gets a fucking fish missile. It's great.
I thought
it's
that was pretty
funny.
cool.
I like it a lot. I like both
Yeah.
these Pokemon. The Pokemon designs continue to be
Good.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was not a bad design yet. I
Yeah.
really like him.
And man, this game is looking really good. Just
Uh,
like it really is. I'm really excited to play these
Mhm.
games. A great way to cap off the year, you know.
And then
And
Animal
then
Crossing. I just
Animal
want to say
Crossing.
that Animal Crossing was a little disappointing because they didn't really tell us anything we didn't see.
Well, yeah.
during
So
E3
they started
treehouse.
out saying, "Hey, this is a recap, right? This is a recap
Yeah.
of all the info we know." And then so basically everything we heard from E3 and Treehouse at E3. So Nook Miles, you
Yeah.
know, camping, the whole basic premise of the game, right? But like,
Because I do think it is smart to put this in a video rather than in a treehouse presentation,
Yeah.
right? Because I think 40 minutes is a lot for people, so this is a 5-minute thing.
This is-
But for those of us that that learned all this stuff from looking at the trailer multiple times at
Yeah.
E3, there wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
new stuff.
No.
But
Not
like
new
this,
stuff.
this 5-minute presentation was a lot more digestible than the 40-minute treehouse presentation.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think
and,
we'll
like-
get an Animal Crossing Direct like in like January or February or
'cause-
something. So
I agree.
Because they specifically said, "Hey, this is just the scratch of the surface." They said this at the end. This is the scratch of the surface. We have a lot more to talk about. We will talk, and as we get closer, we're still 6 months out, right?
Yeah,
Let's
God,
close
don't
out the
remind me.
year with all these holiday. They have to advertise all these holiday games. First thing next year, we talk about Animal Crossing because that's the first major game of the year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is a port, but otherwise, I mean, it's Animal Crossing, and so we're gonna hear a lot more about Animal Crossing in the new year, and I think that's good.
So that, and then one thing I want to mention that's really cool in the Japanese only direct, Moon RPG got announced to be getting a re-release on Switch. It's getting for the first time ever an English translation. Tim Rogers, who has done work with Grasshopper and he's done a lot of stuff at Kotaku, is doing the translation. This is a game that if you listen to the Game Club, we talked about Chibi Robo, how much we like that game. One of the people that helped make Chibi Robo was the director for this game. It's inspired Toby Fox. I'm gonna say his name again with Undertale. Satoru Iwata loved this game. It's a thing that in Japan,
Cult
just
classic.
a lot of people love
Yes.
in a cult classic way. And so I think it's very cool that you get a weird game like that in 2019 on the Switch.
Mhm. And
Continue that theme of just like surprising announcements.
And also, an adventure game made by Nintendo on the NES, Japan only, Famicom Detective Club, is getting fully remade.
Very weird.
And
Very-
with
very weird.
full voice acting. They haven't announced localization yet, but I'm certain it's coming. This is a game, if you don't know,
Don't doom it.
made primarily by Yoshio Sakamoto, the creator of Metroid. So
yeah, I don't know if I trust that guy anymore.
It was a different time when he made that.
different time. This was in
Jesus
his
Christ.
prime, you know.
Different guy.
One.
Oh, no, different.
But but either way, this is cool.
Yeah,
cool
Sakurai wanted to include the girl Ayumi Tachibana in Smash from Melee, maybe. So clearly, the people that we like these games, so they're worth a look. But that is it. We went long on the news this week. But of course, that does not mean we can ever skip over a valuable portion of the podcast. The list.
The list.
The list.
Follow along in the paste bundle below.
Yeah.
Last week, Ills, you brought SteamWorld Dig.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
I did.
Did very good. 45, right, on a list of, how much are we up to now? 130. Exactly
130?
130. How about that? This week, Muzamil, you are bringing a game to the list.
Okay.
What could it be?
Once again, Brandon's gonna roll his eyes at me because I'm picking a game that's gonna go high on the list.
I
'cause this is
hate
what I
you.
always do. But
Fucking
I'm doing it again because it is relevant. The first thing we talked about on this podcast, Overwatch.
Mm.
Well, I'm out.
So
Oh,
Overwatch,
That was fun.
2016 Game of the Year. Worth
That,
noting.
it was the consensus.
Yeah, the consensus game of the year.
Yeah.
This is a hero shooter made by Blizzard, inspired by games like Team Fortress 2. You have a lot of different classes to pick from. You can change your character mid-battle. Each character is
Mhm.
very fleshed out with they have unique backstories. Blizzard does a really good job of making them feel part of this world, right? So I think the world of Overwatch gets a lot of love. The lore of Overwatch gets a lot of love,
Uh-huh.
and that's very cool. The game itself, it plays out like a team-based shooter. It's mostly objective-based, right? Like you have your what are the modes?
Payload.
Yeah,
Capture the point.
it's stuff like stuff like that. Your normal team-based objective kind of shooter stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Each character, of course, I said that they have their lore and stuff, but they're their own unique character with unique abilities and all that kind of stuff, right?
Find out one of them is gay.
Yeah,
Two of them,
Several
actually.
of them.
yeah. This is a very diverse game too, right? Like they I think they make a big point to include a lot of
Extremely
diversity.
diverse, yeah.
Include a very inclusive game, and that's also very cool. This game is fun. I like this
Oh,
game a
yeah.
lot. I'm excited to play it on Switch. Where would I put it on the list? I would put it. Oh, did you guys want to say anything about it before I?
Well, this, I think, is maybe the most interesting conversation about a post-launch support. Because you could say, like, with Mario Tennis Aces, with Street Fighter V, we talk about them, right? And how
Splatoon
they've
2.
changed since they came out. Splatoon 2, right? All of them, I think, have unequivocally improved.
Mhm.
I think if you asked people about Overwatch, it would be very split on what they think is the best time for Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. But
I mean, there's
you
definitely
also-
been points where the game stagnated, right? A lot of a lot of.
I mean, they literally this week introduced a thing where now you have to queue into roles, and that completely changes how you would
and now
approach that
like
game,
so
you know?
once you queue into that role, so you can no longer change from like a healer class character to a DPS class character, right? So you are now stuck in like a select group of characters when you queue into that role.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
And so that completely changes the game, right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's weird because like I don't know when the best time for Overwatch is. Just me, someone who's a much more casual player, only put about like 20 hours into the game, and had a good time. And I imagine if I played today, I wouldn't feel much different than I did before because I don't have strong opinions on the balance or anything of the game. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, I played this game. I'm a little bit different because when this game came out, I played it for like definitely hundreds of hours. Like I played this game a lot.
You liked this game a lot, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah,
And
it's one of the only shooters in this console cycle where I've prestiged in an online mode, you know.
Yeah.
So
Humble brag, right there.
no, I'm saying that's I don't do it with very many
He's
games.
slipping it in.
it's like he played it so much, which is not.
That's
I
the
played
thing,
I
yeah.
played this. This is the most online shooter I've played besides maybe Splatoon this generation.
And
Yeah.
so, like, yeah, this is. I mean, this is a very addictive game. This is interesting also because, like, it's like how much do I value multiplayer games, right, versus single player? Because I think it is worth noting, as a single player experience, this game,
Doesn't really exist.
it doesn't really exist, right? Because like either you're playing with randos or you're playing with friends, but like there's no real single player content in this.
There's
game.
not. No, there's not at all.
It just does not exist. So
Yeah, but you should take it
As what it
as
is.
a
yeah,
multiplayer
sure,
game.
sure.
because
That's
what it
fine.
is.
But like, I do think like this is where a game where if I'm directly comparing it to say Splatoon, right? I do think I would say Splatoon is a better overall package, right? And I think the single player plays into that. You know?
I don't know if I think that's completely
Yeah, I don't know if
valid.
it's valid if the multiplayer, because if the
Well,
multiplayer was, I'm not saying it is in this case, but I'm saying if the multiplayer for it was so much better, it would outweigh even the fact that the single player was good, or the fact that it
I
has
think it's
single
the thing.
player.
You can weigh in because I think that Splatoon's multiplayer is good as part of it, right? If it was just middling,
I'm not talking
then I
about
think it would
Splatoon
be
in
different.
general.
but I just mean like but like I feel like it's just worth noting that like I mean this is a very like specific, and also I think this is one of my chief complaints about the game, and it's gonna sound a little bit weird, I know. They do a lot of cool stuff with the lore. They do a lot of cool stuff in the world, but I feel like none of that really plays into like playing the game. This is all like extraneous content you have to kind of seek out for yourself.
Sure.
On the
Sure.
internet.
I mean, I get that. I don't
Yeah.
really think it affects the game that much.
But see, yeah, I understand why you would think it doesn't affect. But to me, it's like I would feel much more inclined to be invested in this game if I could see that in the game. If I could.
Yeah, but you see it in the game with these characters because everybody has like really unique personalities in this game. Like the characters are like the driving factor. If these were just like cookie cutter people that you're playing as, even if the game was like it played as well as it does, I think it wouldn't be nearly as good. I think these characters add so much to it,
Right. Yeah. And I definitely agree there, It's just like but it just feels like it almost feels a little wasted potential in my opinion,
I guess I don't really think it's that big of a knock. I mean, just the way these characters interact with each other too while playing the game, it's just like it's incredible, honestly, like how well written and fun these characters are.
So, but for the sake of just having a conversation, where do you want to start looking at it, Muzamel?
So I'm thinking in the Skyward Sword, Symphonia, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, somewhere around there.
I mean, when you said Splatoon 2, I was like, all right, around that area-ish was like a good...
So to me, for sure, goes below Splatoon. Like, no question about it.
Sure, no, I mean, I can agree with that. I really can.
I mean, I'm going to be the outlier here, probably. I'm playing the role of Brandon. I was looking
Good
below
role.
Donkey Kong Country too.
Okay.
It's
It's a good role to play. Is the
So I
role
will
of
say,
Brandon, but I don't
because,
know
like,
if
Left 4 Dead 2 similarly only multiplayer, right?
I think it's better than Left 4 Dead, but I think it's worse than
Left
Donkey
4
Kong.
Dead. Yeah, but it's also
how about I feel like you know what I'm feeling right now?
What's that?
Below Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow.
I'd be willing to do that.
That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm feeling. You know what? How I'm feeling?
Mm.
Actually, I changed my mind. All right, I'm
Okay.
I'm feeling above Tales of Symphonia.
I felt better about
I would
the
put
first
it below.
Pokemon.
I would put it below Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I feel good
Okay.
about that.
All right. I'm just kind of throwing darts, but like these are kind of things that But yeah, I think it's better as multiplayer experience. I feel like it's so fucking solid. It's I feel good about it being above Left 4 Dead 2. Right? That's one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played, but also so is Overwatch. You know what I mean? And Overwatch has had, like, both of these games have had support pre-launch, but Overwatch is just constantly, like, adding modes and just trying to just make the game better and better. So I know you mentioned people will disagree with that, but I don't know. I just think it's better than Left 4 Dead 2. And then Brawl, Path of Radiance, I feel like, I don't know. It's better. It's a great game. It deserves a lot of praise.
I mean, you make a lot of good points. I still feel good about right in between Pokemon and Fire Emblem.
Sure. Yeah, it wasn't Game of the Year for a lot of people in 2016 for no reason. So
Yeah.
Sure. So there it is. That I believe we've come to a consensus at number 24 on the list for Overwatch. Surrounding it, number 22, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX. 23, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. 24, as I said, Overwatch. 25, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. And then finally at 26, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That was the podcast for this week. Before we get into plugs, Brandon, would you like to have the final phrase?
Sure, why not?
All right. While you think on that, plugs. We have the game club coming up this week for Snatcher. I have stuff to say about Snatcher. So make sure to subscribe on SoundCloud and your podcast feeds and on YouTube, all of which we are Jump Up Supercast on all those platforms to make sure you don't miss that. Also, every Monday we are here doing this podcast you just listened to. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to want to rate us 5 stars on said podcast services of choice. If you want to make sure you don't miss things, just double check. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, where things happen sometimes. But that is the podcast for this week. I want to thank you all for listening. And now, Brandon, your final phrase.
A lot is said a lot on this podcast about video games, but there's also other media out there that we enjoy. And I just want to give a big shout out to one of the best forms of media that I've ever consumed in my life, and that is One Piece. Go read One Piece. Go watch One Piece. Go enjoy One Piece. It's amazing. I love One Piece. Have a great day and be nice to each other, everybody.
Yeah!